Um, Give me just a second. We're obviously having major difficulties. I apologize. Which is very disappointing. Let's see. That's not what I want. Can you hear me okay? Yes? Excellent. Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on. I apologize. We fixed the sound, but neither one of my computers are changing viewpoints. I don't know what's going on. I hate technology. Bear with me. All right, let me get resituated here, and then we will get started. Sorry, everybody, for the inconvenience. That's annoying. I hate technology. Okay. Well, that was disappointing. All right, everybody. We'll try something else next week. That was the second time or third time that I've tried the same thing. We kept working on it, and obviously it's not working well. So we'll try something new. All right. So this is our actual live tonight. It's a live Q&A. If you have any questions about Coturnix quail, feel free to ask. I will help you or do my best to help answer those questions for you. We did have a technical difficulty. Hopefully that is fixed. Sound is good. Wonderful. So I think we fixed that. The view is just what's going to happen tonight. It won't let me change anything, and I'm not 100% sure on that either. That's never happened. But we'll get through it. We will answer your questions. So again, it is our live Q&A we do every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you have any questions, go ahead and ask. I will get to them as quickly as I can. A couple of just housekeeping things. We do this every Sunday. We do a couple different things. So if you're new, feel free to let us know where you're from. It's always interesting to see where all the quail people are at in the world. If you've hatched any eggs from us in the past week, feel free to let us know what that hatch rate was if you've not already given that to me. I will write that down for our records. We are having, actually, in the past 2 weeks, almost all of March, we're having record-breaking hatch rates. When I was doing the live earlier, when I was setting that up, I had said a big tip on hatching eggs. I am going to get to that in just a second. I've done a lot of more research that I wanted to share with you for just a second. And obviously we support each other, so if you can, hit the like button, support the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And again, this is kind of a different one. The volume wasn't working, and now the frame of the picture is not exactly what I was looking for, but it is what it is, and we'll get through it. I did have Katrina on earlier. Obviously, there was some sound issues. She was the first one that actually took Quail University, and she was going to give you her thoughts on it. She didn't put the classes together or do any of that. It was just giving us feedback, so I thought that would be very helpful. Unfortunately, we could not make that happen, so Katrina goes live on her YouTube channel tomorrow night. She's actually going to put the link in the comment section, so you can check that out. And then the first couple of minutes will she'll be talking about Quail University and what she took away from it and everything like that. If you don't know what Quail University is, it is a class that we've put together for people. It is about 8 hours long. You can take it as short or as fast as you want. We've already had people graduate from it. We have a lot of people that are just doing a little bit a day or a little bit a week. It's yours to keep forever. It's $49. It's quailuniversity.com. So it's great to check out. Jasmine from Time and Timber, Linda from Hatching at Home, and myself at Myshire Farm have been working on this since September. It just went live last week. If you look at the bottom of the comments, Vay's Place actually put the Sow and Tear link to the YouTube channel that Katrina will be on tomorrow night. She will have sound, so she can give you some feedback if you've not already set up for that. And Katrina said I was supposed to talk about Quail University. First one through the program. I'll be talking about that on my channel Sow and Tear tomorrow night on my live chat at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you check that out. The links are in the comments, so you can check that out as well. But so far, we've had amazing feedback. A lot of people just run through the course, say they've learned a lot of great feedback. We've not heard anything bad. Obviously, we want to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly so we can make changes and improve it. But we're doing very well with it. Hopefully, you can check that out at quailuniversity.com. Vay's Place did put the link to that in the comments as well. And we will get into the comments now. But before we do, I did want to give you a tip. So the past couple of weeks, I've been getting an abnormal amount of hatch rates delivered to me. So typically we ship out, X number of orders a week, and we typically get about, I'm going to say somewhere between 30 to 40% on average, people responding back with the hatch rates that they got, which is not too bad. The past 2 weeks, we've been more about 85% of the orders that we've shipped out, which is fantastic. Those numbers that are coming in are way above our normal average. So last year, I think we finished at like a 72.8% or 72.3% hatch rate on shipped eggs for the year. And that was for the entire year from everybody that gave me feedback that purchased from us, which is a really good hatch rate. I'm happy with that. The year before was somewhere around a 72 to 73% hatch rate as well. Up until 2 weeks ago, we've been averaging a 72 to 73% hatch rate. Now, we have made some changes on the farm, but it shouldn't have affected the hatch rate very much. I was expecting, with the changes we made with the breeding program and how we do things, I was expecting it to go up maybe a half a percentage point, maybe even 1 percentage point. But the past 2 weeks, which I actually have that number, we've gotten 397 people reach out to us about their hatch rates in just the past 2 weeks alone. And the average is a 78.2% hatch rate. So just astronomical, just amazing. Now, I do think a little bit of that has to do with our new systems that we put into place, but not a lot. I really do think that the big portion of that huge jump, because that's, 5% in your hatching consistently with that many orders is really a really big deal. So I think that it has a lot to do with the information that people are receiving about how to manipulate incubators and how to get their incubators to work. Because here's the information that I wanted to give you. For example, just today, I had 37 people respond, either text, email, whatever, Facebook message, with their hatch rates. 2 of them had 100% hatch rates. The average of them all was 78%, and I had 3 that had a 0 hatch. Now, obviously, we took care of those 0 hatches, and I did dive in a little bit more than what I usually do, just because I'm so busy. But with that being said, it seemed as though that the higher hatch rates came from people that were not trusting their incubators. It came from people that had multiple thermometers and hygrometers in there. Most of them had the Govies, a couple other of them had different things, but they were not going off of the incubator. They were going off other things. And every single one of them that got above a 75% hatch rate had insulated their incubator with a towel, a blanket, or something like that. So I do think that a lot of the common incubators out there are not well insulated, and they're losing a lot of temperature or a lot of humidity or whatever the case may be. So I highly recommend if you want to try that yourself or whatever the case may be. But anyone out there that wants to improve the hatch rate, it's showing in the numbers that I'm getting that if you insulate the incubator, now obviously these are tabletops. These are not GQFs or these big ones. These are Nurturite 360s, a couple Barados, a couple Hovabators, and a couple Little Giants. And then there's a couple that I had not heard of before, that I was not familiar with. So the incubators are all over the place, but it seems as though the people that were brand new that just trusted the incubator because they didn't know they shouldn't trust the incubator were not getting very good results. The people that were not trusting the incubator and insulating it, having multiple thermometers and hygrometers in there, not trusting what the incubator had to say, was getting extremely high hatch rates on shipped eggs. So I wanted to give that information to you guys, bring that to your attention. It seems as though that wrapping your incubator is not maybe just a troubleshooting idea. Maybe it's a common practice that we need to put into place immediately, whether it's working well or not. Now, out of the couple of people that had the 0% hatch rates, one of them actually went out and bought a couple thermometers today, came back and did realize that the temperature was 7 degrees below what it was actually saying, which is a lot. Which is, 100% why 0% hatched. Another one checked the humidity. They had kept the humidity at 45% during lockdown. The chicks will not hatch at that percentage of humidity just because you need to soften the egg so that they hatch out. And then the other one I did not get a response from. So there was definitely some issues there, and that's not saying that shipping the eggs, the post office, delayed in shipment, whatever the case may be, that obviously can play a factor. So if everything is reading correctly, sometimes it's the weather, sometimes it's the shipping, sometimes it's just bad luck, sometimes it's whatever the case may be. But what I'm trying to look at is the majority of the situations. What are we looking at? I probably should have been looking at this information a long time ago, but I didn't. So I am now, and we can just learn from this now. So I did notice that the fluctuations in temperature definitely changed. Usually when people give me feedback, the fluctuation is usually about 1 degree to 1.5 degrees. The fluctuation in the past 2 weeks that I've been getting has been between 0.5 degree to 1 degree. I think that's making a huge difference as well, which might be why, insulating it really is going to help. So I just wanted to give you guys that feedback. I know that I've talked about, troubleshooting, wrapping the incubator with a towel or blanket before, but I don't think that I've actually mentioned that as far as a best practice. You know what I mean? I've talked about that as if it's not matching up in temps or if you're having issues, wrap it. More of a troubleshooting idea. And so going forward, obviously I can't just take 2 weeks of data and say this is what's going to happen. I need more, but I also don't want to wait on this information to come out either. So with that being said, I highly recommend everybody insulate your incubator with a towel or a blanket. Whether it's reading right or not, it's not going to hurt anything. And it really does seem to make a really big difference, even if you start that way. I had 17 people that had really, really good hatch rates. Obviously, I wrote them down, but I didn't write down on the notes what their hatch rates were. But they had very, very good hatch rates, and they were all brand new. This is their first hatch ever of anything. Nonetheless of quail, but They had never hatched anything in their life. They had started out with a incubator. That's a common one, but it's, not really, it's not expensive. You know what I mean? And they just did all the troubleshooting at the very beginning, which I thought was very, very good. So they wrapped it. They had separate thermometers in separate sections. They had been running it for a week. They had been testing out the humidity, and they got phenomenal results. So I'm not going to go on and on about it, but I highly recommend that everybody does that. I'd love to know that if you're getting good hatch rates, even on your own eggs, that's completely fine. But if you do tell me, please let me know that they're not my eggs, so I don't write them down for our hatch rates. But I'd love to know if, you're hatching your own every week or whatever the case may be. You're averaging, an 85%. You wrap it for a couple weeks. I'd like to know if your hatch rate has went up at all. A couple percentage points or whatever the case may be. That will help with my numbers as well. But I am going to keep much better records as far as that information goes, and I'll give you more information the longer this goes on. So that was my tip of the day. Hopefully it helps. If you're brand new, I've seen a lot of people join on. We had some major issues. We had no audio. I had to start a new live tonight, so I apologize about that. Our screen is doing something really weird. It won't let me turn it, won't let me focus it. So we've got a really weird angle tonight, so I apologize about that as well. So really just sorry for everything. But I've been talking long enough. Hopefully that does help some people. Make sure you check out Quail University. It's a brand new class that we put together. I'd really love for you to check that out. Verna, if you could put the link to Quail University back in the comments just one more time, I'd appreciate it. Make sure you check that out tonight. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We'd love to help you on your journey. I'm going to get into the comments now, but if you can, support the channel by just hitting the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. And let's get started. So I am going to skip the first couple because it's, yes, I can hear you because we had audio issues. But Christopher's in the house. Katrina is obviously in the house. PJ's Farm is in the house. Carl, welcome. Time and Timber Homestead is in the house. A. Jones is in the house. Welcome. Maria is in the house. Pappy's Homestead is in the house. Ben is in the house. How would I increase egg fertility? Currently have 1 boy to 6 girl ratios. Well, light does have something to do with it. You want about 16 to 18 hours of light a day. You want them on a layer crumble of some sort. You want them 3 quail per square foot. And really, there's other factors that you can help, but those are the 3 main that's going to get the job done for you. And make sure the male is under 9 months old, preferably 6 to 9 months old or under. And the hens are about 1.5 years old or younger. And that's another factor as well. Let's see. Patricia is in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Canadian Medic is in the house. Welcome. Nikki James is in the house. Glad you're here. By BB Buck 2003 is in the house. Welcome. AJ is in the house. My Ranger Buddy is in the house. The Grazing Farmstead. Welcome. Glad you're here. Rashun is in the house from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Tut Farms. Diana Tuttle is in the house. Welcome. Buster is in the house, says don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Absolutely support the channel by doing so. I greatly appreciate it. We've had some major technical difficulties twice tonight, so I apologize about that. But we will get through it. We'll still get you some good information about Coturnix quail, and we'll make the best of it. So Ed Got Bait had some health issues tonight. He's on some antibiotics, just wasn't feeling well, so he is not here tonight. But Vay's Place is a moderator on my YouTube channel, helps out a ton. Actually was the first one once we went live with Quail University to graduate from Quail University, gave us some good feedback to help improve it. So I appreciate that. And she's a leader in the community. So thank you very much. Sorry for the inconvenience, still working out the kinks. Ben says, expert in quail, not technology. Yes, that is 100% correct. Obviously, I'm not an expert in talking either. I couldn't spit that out. B&G Farm in Virginia is in the house. Why is some feed labeled not suitable for males? I mean, technically, I don't agree with that. We've always fed the males and the females the same thing. I mean, unless you're taking the males out every day, that's just absurd to me. If you have them on a layer crumble, they're fine. They say that the males need extra protein and extra this and not as much calcium, blah, blah, blah. The males do just fine. So I don't exactly, I mean, I understand why they're saying that, but I think it's hogwash because we've fed our layers, including our males in the cages, the same feed for 12 years, 13 years, and we've never had an issue with the males. The males usually, we don't have an issue with the males. Aaron Gutros is in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. He's a new admin on Self-Sufficient Quail, so thanks very much for taking a part in the leading of helping people on their adventure with Coturnix Quail and being a leader in the community. AJ says, hello, everyone. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Nikki James is in the house from Wet and Muddy, Missouri. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Isaac is in the house. What happened if I try to incubate eggs at 60% humidity? I can't get it down. You definitely don't want to do that. If you incubate at 60% humidity, you have a strong chance of drowning the chicks in the egg before lockdown. So I would recommend a dry hatch. What that means is you do not worry about the humidity at all. Do not add any water at all. And then at lockdown, you add water and increase it to about 75% and you'll be good to go. I'll mention that just for a second because the past couple of weeks we've had a ton of new people and I think that might help. I know I'm talking a lot tonight, so I will try to hurry, but long story short, humidity is not that big of a deal during the incubation process. Now, with me saying that, there is a concern if it gets too high. So what I'm saying is if it's at like 15-20% humidity during the incubation process, it's not the end of the world. You're okay. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not going to really hurt you very much. Now, if you're up in the 60s or 70s during the incubation process, there's going to be way too much moisture in that egg, and it's going to drown the chick that's trying to grow in it. Now, at lockdown, it's the opposite. So if your humidity is way too low, those eggs are going to be way too hard and the chick will not be able to break through or not be strong enough to break through that egg. The more you increase your humidity at lockdown, it softens that egg up and the chicks can break through much easier. So I like 75%. It's a little bit higher than what other people recommend, but it gives the egg so much more moisture. It's so much easier to break through for the chick. They're not using all of their energy to break through, which means you're going to have happier, healthier chicks, in my opinion. So hopefully that answers the question. Maybe a couple more. Let's see. Greetings from California from I'll just say Kayak. Your name is very hard to read. So I'll just say Kayaker81. Katrina says, Zach and I could hear each other fine. Sorry you guys couldn't. I don't know what the problem was. I'll try to work on that this week. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. Back sound is good. Wonderful. Welcome, Richie. Glad you're here. Maria's in the house. Says, hello, everyone. Lockdown day for us. 45 eggs out of 60. Let's see what happens. That is wonderful. Congratulations. Good luck, and obviously keep us posted. Carl is in the house. That sounds good. Thank you very much. PJ's Family's Farm says, hello, all you beautiful quail people coming from the Catskill Mountains of New York. Welcome. Buddy Anderson's in the house from New York as well. John is in the house. Says, good evening again. Bradley James is in the house. Welcome. Tony is in the house from Toronto. Welcome. And Ben, I already did answer that question. I know that you asked it after, but I did answer that one. The grazing farmstead is in the house from Southwest Missouri. Welcome. John F says miming about quail. Yeah, our last live we tried to go and there was no audio and it did not go well. So I had to reboot and start a new one. So I apologize about all that. Mimi Cleveland is in the house from Enon, Ohio. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Ben is in England, United Kingdom. Welcome. My Ranger buddy says, Zach, I hatched 63 out of the 120 jumbo Egyptians. Thank you very much. I will write that down. I'd rather not do that. That's my research stuff. I moved all my stuff. Oh, there it is. Sorry, everybody. 63 110 Egyptian. Wonderful. Thank you for letting me know, and congrats on that. Michael Rook is in the house from upstate New York. A lot of New Yorkers tonight. Welcome, everybody. Katrina says, I was supposed to talk about Quail University tonight. First one through the program. I'll be talking about that on my channel, Sow and Tear, tomorrow night on my live chat at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Her YouTube channel is called Sow and Tear. The link is underneath that if you want to click on that as well. And she'll be talking about that tomorrow night. Hickabilly LLC's in the house. I bought adult quail with various ages last week. 6 hens in one room. I'm getting 2 to 3 eggs now. How old before hens quit laying or slow down? Typically about a year and a half is when they start slowing down. 2 years is when they slow down quite a bit. Now they can lay for years and years and years, but the average... Sorry about that. So yeah, about 2 years. Was hoping all to lay to hatch eggs. Yeah, because you just moved them last week. Usually it takes them about 2 to 3 weeks to get comfortable with the situation. So those should go up. Make sure that 16 to 18 hours of flight a day, and then make sure they're safe from predators or anything like that. Patricia's in the house from Virginia. Put 32 eggs from my Whiskey Tango Farm quail in today. Can't wait. Awesome. Congratulations and good luck. Foster Farms in the house. Hello, everyone from Tennessee. We can't stay tonight because we're butchering birds, but we still catch the replay. Have a great night and hit the like button. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, and good luck on your butchering tonight. Isaac says, what happens if I try to incubate eggs at 60% humidity? We did mention that already. A. Jones says, I ordered 25 jumbo Egyptian eggs from Myshire around 4 weeks ago. Really looking forward to getting those soon. They should be coming pretty soon. I'm about 4 to 6 weeks out on them right now, so you should be getting them fairly shortly. So good luck on that. Dane is in the house from Georgia. My temps are 99.5 to 100.5 during the day and dropping 98.5 at night. Will that be a problem, and what are the actual threshold temps for dry incubation? Well, dry incubation really has nothing to do with the temp. It has to do with the humidity. And yes, that will affect your hatch. They will take longer to develop, which means they'll hatch late, which means you could have issues. So again, going back to the very beginning, which I'm sure you commented this before, I would wrap your incubator with a towel or a blanket. That should stabilize your temp and keep it, hopefully that'll keep it between 99.5 and 100, but it'll also keep it hopefully at 99.5 at night as well. So insulation would be key there. AJ says, just sub to Katrina's channel. There you go. Check that out tomorrow night. B&G Farm is in the house. Course was excellent. Well worth the investment. Well, thank you very much. That was Quail University. I appreciate that. Adam is in the house. Can I keep all my breeding groups in one cage, or should I separate them in different cages? No, you can keep as many as you want in a cage as long as it's 3 quail per square foot and somewhere around a five hens to every 1 male. As long as your ratios are correct, then no, you can have plenty. It's called colony caging, and that's what we do here is we do colonies. So, we have, I don't even remember how long they are. They're 10, 12 foot maybe in length, and I think 3.5 feet back, 2.5 feet back. I don't remember. I'd have to measure. It's been a long time ago. But yeah, we keep multiple breeders in there. And that's not a problem at all. BB Buck says, are the quail winter hardy, or do they have to be in a heated environment? Nope, they are winter hardy. The only thing is they don't like the elements. So no wind, rain, snow, anything like that. They need to be able to get out of the elements. So they can be outside during the winter. That's not a big deal, but they need to be able to get away from the elements if they're bad out. But yeah, they're completely winter hardy and summer hardy, and yeah, it doesn't really bother them at all. Vay's Place says thumbs up everyone, 71 watching and only 35 likes. We've got 101 people watching right now with 67 likes, so thank you very much for all of that. I appreciate it, and keep hitting the like button to support the channel. Rashan says, do you have the Phantom? I don't know what that is. Bill Thompson says, Wright Farm 16-inch heat plate for my brooder, factory set at 118, I guess, on the bottom surface, set at 2 inches high for chicks, Govee thermometer flat on the floor under it read 86. Is that warm enough? 86 is not warm enough, no. Not when they're first born. I don't have a lot of experience with heat plates. I'm not a big fan of heat plates for Coturnix quail, but you could probably get on Sow and Tears live tomorrow night. I think she actually uses heat plates, so you could check that out. But I'm not a big fan of them, and I don't use them, so I can't give you all the information on that. Oh dear God. I hit a button and now bad things happened. Hold please. Here we are. Terry's in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. JJ Willow's in the house. Welcome. BB Buck says, thank you. We will be in the pole building, but it's not heated. Yeah, they'll be completely fine. Ours is not heated either. Our brooder room is just to help us out during the brooder process and the incubators. But the main barn is not heated at all. Joy's in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Aaron says, best advice Zach has ever given me was not to trust an incubator controller temp. There you go. Yeah, when people start believing it, it really does make a huge difference. Gary's in the house. I've watched Papa's tour of the new building with big windows at one end. I'm curious how many hours of supplemental light y'all use. Like mine come on 3:30 a.m. to extend the day. We don't really count that as a factor. So our artificial lights on for 16 to 18 hours of light a day. It's, I don't know. They go off at like 11. They go off at 11 and they come on at 6. So that's 7. So they would get like 17 hours. I don't know. Math is hard. Somewhere around there. I think they go off at 11, they come on at 7. Kay Carroll's in the house. Farm Innovator is pretty good. I've had 80% or better. There you go. Aaron says, I use Zach's favorite incubators, Little Giants, as hatchers. Controller temp ranges at 98 to 102.9 every hatch. And incubator is different. Absolutely. Chad is in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Katrina says, I saw on one of the Facebook groups had put his in a pizza bag, the one delivery people use, and that helped him. That's interesting. Joy's in the house. I had an incubator emergency when I got home from work. One of my cats had managed to pull the plug, and 5 wet chicks were ice cold but still barely moving. One out of them in the brood, I took them out in the brooder for a minute. Yeah, it's a 50-50 right now. Sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't. Good luck. Unfortunately, that does happen. Pappy's Homestead says, I'm up to chapter 6 now in Quail University. Very cool. Hopefully you're loving it. If you guys have any feedback about Quail University or what you thought about it, feel free to put that in the comments as well. If you don't know what that is, make sure you check it out. It's quailuniversity.com. But I'm very, very proud of it and very happy to be a part of it. Katrina says, we'll have to experiment with wrapping. If we all experiment, you'll have more than 2 weeks of data if we all tell you. Yep, absolutely. Patricia says, question, what is the average weight of the quail eggs you put in the incubator? Mine are 15 to 17 grams. It all depends on what we're putting in, whether it's colors or experiments or jumbos or what type of jumbos or whatever. But typically between 13 and 18 is what we use. John F says, Pappy's Homestead is a level 6 quail belt. There you go. I like that. My ranger buddy says, how much humidity is too much humidity at lockdown? I prefer not to go above 80. I really like 75. So if I would pick the 10% goal, it would be between 70 and 80. But to be safe, just because I don't trust incubators, I tell people 65 to 75, just so it doesn't get way too high. And 65 is not the end of the world. But as far as here at the farm, I do it between 70 and 80. George is in the house from West Virginia. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Carrie's in the house. Hi, Zach. I ordered 50 jumbo Egyptians on February 27th. How are the shipments in on the Egyptian quail coming along? They are actually on pace, exactly where we should be. You should go out in the next couple of weeks, but I mean, you're more than welcome to contact me with your order number and I can look for you. Joy says, while I grabbed a heating pad, towel, and small plastic container, so far the chicks are doing well and are back in the incubator after 15 minutes in the ER while the incubator warmed back up. Well, that's good. That's good. It sounds like you were right on it, so that's great. And I still hear peeping coming from the remaining eggs. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on how long it was off, but I'd probably give your incubator an extra 2 days of hatching out, just because that could have delayed the rest of them hatching. But it sounds like you did everything you could do, and it sounds like you're well on your way. Don is in the house from Mississippi. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Nikki James is in the house. Nurturite 360. I 100% say to wrap. I notice when hatch starts, eggs get pushed against sides, and there's up to 4-degree lower temp against the sides. Good to know. So yeah, there you go. I think that'll help a lot of people if we get the word out. And I mean, it's not that I haven't mentioned that before, but I've mentioned it as a troubleshooting issue, and I didn't mention it as a best practice. And so that, I guess, was the point that I was wanting to make. Again, we're having some technical difficulties tonight. It was not lining up correctly for my view, so I actually am holding the device that I'm on right now, so it might be a little shaky, bad view, so I apologize about all that, but we are answering your questions, so we're doing the best we can. Let's see. George White's in the house, says, hi all, thank you. Joy is in the house, says, still hearing peep coming from the remaining eggs, absolutely. Anthony Barry from Martial Art of Life is in the house, says, hello everyone, welcome. We're glad you're here. Kimberly says, we just put our eggs in lockdown. 50 out of the 55 are fertile. That is wonderful to hear. Congratulations on that. Good luck, and obviously keep us posted on the hatch. Don is in the house, says, day 8 into first time hatching our own eggs. That is wonderful. That's a huge accomplishment of hatching your own. So you are well on your way. So congratulations on that, and I wish you all the best. Green Acre Quail Farm is in the house, says, what's up? Welcome. We're glad you're here. MG is in the house. I'm in the pen house. There you go. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Yud P is in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Nana's a Nerd is in the house, and Patty is in the house from Central California. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Jason is in the house. Welcome. JJ Willow says, I'm enjoying Quail University. That is wonderful to hear. We really are getting amazing feedback. So I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy that people are taking the time to give us feedback, and I really do appreciate it. So make sure you check that out. Feathered Connections Homestead is in the house. I'm here, just forgot to say so. Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. Here's another thing. If you have been patient enough with me to stay on this, because we've had audio issues and now we're having visual issues, and I'm trying not to shake so much. I'm working on it. But if you've been patient enough, I've got some really big news. I will be finalizing QuailCon information this week, and we will start going live April 1st. So I'm very excited about that. Tickets will be on sale April 1st. We are working on the volunteer list. We're working on the schedule. I actually have it done. I just have to contact everybody, which has been difficult, but I'm hoping to get that done Tuesday or Wednesday, and then we will make it officially live on the 1st. So I'm very excited about that. So stay tuned for that. But QuailCon is something that a lot of people were looking forward to. I'm looking forward to it. So I can't wait till we can talk about it more. Linda Easton Waller's in the house. That's hello, fellow quail peeps, sending live love, I would assume. Sending love to all of you from Sacramento. Welcome. Linda was a huge part of Quail University, so a big shout out to her. Thank you very much. And she's still working on it pretty tirelessly now, so thank you very much. Joker Brusa is in the house. I don't know if it's a dumb question. Jumbo brown quail are the same as standards, just different colors. Are standard quail same as Japanese? So yeah, the only difference between jumbo and a standard is the weight. They're both Coturnix. There's a lot of different colors that it can come in, a lot of different varieties and jumbos that it can come in, but they're all Coturnix. They're all the same. You house them the same. You feed them the same. You take care of them the same. It's just the size difference. That's all, and the color difference. And a jumbo is considered 10 ounces at 8 weeks or above, according to us at Myshire Farm. That's our standard here, is 10 ounces or above at 8 weeks old. No one was talking to me for a while, so I'm going through the comments. Sorry. S.O. Swanson's in the house from Mississippi. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Linda says, so glad you're an admin at Self-Sufficient Quail, Aaron Gutros. Absolutely. I'm very excited about that as well. Juanita Fields is in the house. Is it okay to switch to a dry hatch partway into incubation, about a week? Yes, is the answer. Yeah, it wouldn't be a big deal at all. Jason from Iowa is in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Stephen Fox is in the house. Has Quail University hit the point to where affiliate links can be done? Not yet. She is still working on that. It would save me a lot of time in my busy schedule. Yeah, the affiliate link is not set up yet, but she is working on that quite a bit. I think that she's working on our homepage first, and then she'll be working on affiliate links. MG is in the house. Difference between Coturnix Jumbo and Jumbo Egyptian. I would assume you mean Jumbo Wilds and Jumbo Egyptian, because they're all Coturnix. But a Jumbo Egyptian and a Jumbo Wild, the difference is the roux gene, which is really just the red gene. So the Jumbo Wilds are dark brown, and the Jumbo Egyptians are light red. So that's pretty much it. The Jumbo Egyptians are actually Jumbo Wilds with a red head gene, is the easiest way to explain it. Steve is in the house. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. We're glad you're here. My Ranger buddy is in the house. Stephen Fox says, good evening, all. Welcome. James Carnes is in the house. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Is the Manti Coop a good incubator? I have never heard of that one. I'm sorry. I can not give you any information on that at all. David Litcher's in the house. Your historical document mentioned that the Japanese had raised Coturnix for their singing abilities. Is there any research on this? Yeah, there's a lot of research on that. But yeah, I mean, Linda did a lot of research to put that together. But yeah, there's a ton of research about how they were once raised for their singing ability. Not anymore, but they used to be. Could. Maria's in the house. My Brincia Ovation EX is reading 102.2 and 70%, and the Govee is reading 99.6 and 69% lockdown starting today. Brincia's... the jury is out on that. I've heard a lot of people love the Brincia. Lately, I've heard a lot of people that have to change it just a little, which is not the end of the world, that you have to manipulate it a little bit. I think you have to manipulate all the incubators because I don't like them all. But I would trust the Govee is what I would do. is what I would think. Louie's in the house. Will you ever do a do-it-yourself incubator? Yes, as soon as I can find the time. We've got it. We just have to buy the parts and spend the time doing it. But yeah, one day. Juanita Field says, I use a hair dryer to fix wet chicks. I've never tried that. MG says, do you all like to eat your quail? Yeah, and they all taste the same, whether it's jumbo or standard or pretty or not pretty or, you know, a wild or a pearl or a pansy fee. They're all the same, and they taste wonderful. Let's see. Not talking to me. Joy says, I always wrap my incubator with a wool blanket and an emergency blanket in the cool months. Unwrap in warmer months. I have a little giant. There you go. Wonderful. B&G Farm says, what size egg is most common to sell to for consumption? I don't think there is a common size egg. I think it all depends on what you've got. If you're selling eating eggs, I highly recommend that you go with standard size. You're going to get a lot more production out of them, and you're going to have major issues finding cartons that fit the jumbo size continuously. Again, it really varies. You can go to our website and look at our different varieties, and in the varieties, there's a description. In that description, will actually show you what the average egg size is for that kind, so you can kind of look around and see what the egg size differences are for the different colors or jumbos or whatever. And we will get to an incubator tutorial for do-it-yourself one day. Hopefully. My Ranger Buddy says, great, we've got the humidikit, so I'll put it up between 75 and 80% and see what happens with the batch of wilds you're about to send. Wonderful. Good luck to you. Yeah, and I didn't mention this earlier, but yeah, with jumbos, you do want to make sure that you probably let them go for an extra day, and also make sure your humidity is increased more than you normally would than standards. Because again, the reason you increase that humidity so very much at lockdown is to soften that egg so the chick can break out. But obviously, the larger the egg, the more humidity you need so it can soften that egg. So standard size, you don't need to go as high on humidity. So 75 to 80 for jumbos, I think is great. 70 to 75 for standards, I think is great, if you can do that. Linda says, who made it? Hi, all from Texas. My second generation Myshire quail are now laying eggs. That is wonderful to hear. You are well on your way. You're doing great. Congratulations to that. And that's awesome. That's awesome. Congratulations. Sundial Fragrance is in the house. I totally recommend Quail University 101. Still waiting for the final quiz. I had some recommendations, and this has been put in practice. Thank you, Team Quail University. Yeah, so any recommendations that we get from Quail University, we are taking very, very seriously. We are prioritizing them. So if you give a recommendation and you don't see it right away, we are working on it tirelessly. Ooh, that's a hard word to say for me. And some we're able to get done very quickly. I love that you're loving Quail University. Make sure you tell everybody about it. I really do think that this really could impact the quail community. I think this could help a lot of people succeed in their quail adventure. And know where they can get questions asked or questions answered, but also answer countless number of questions that they might not even know that they had. And I really think that we can grow the community if everybody can get better at raising the Coturnix quail and making it easier on everybody. So I'm glad you're loving it, and best of luck to you. Aaron says, yay, QuailCon. It's coming. Less than a week, I think. What's today? The 26th? Yeah. 6 days. 6 days we'll be live. MG says, where are you all from? Texas here. We're in Ohio at Myshire Farm. We've got a lot of people all over the place. Linda says, yay, so ready to buy QuailCon tickets. We already have vacation days blocked off for it. There you go. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're doing a lot of, I don't want to say we're doing a lot of new things. We are improving a ton of processes and adding some things that I really do think that can help a lot. So I'm very excited to be able to start talking about it. But I need to confirm with everybody that everybody's on board first before I mention it. Linda in Atlanta, Texas is in the house. Joker Brusa is in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. MG is in the house from McAllen, Texas. Welcome. Square County Homestead is in the house from Central Mississippi. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Gutros Urban Homestead is in the house. Hey, friends, I'm here listening in with Aaron. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Chad is in the house. I love my new homemade feeder. Literally no waste, 99.9% efficient. That is wonderful to hear. I really like ours, but I like ours for our setup. If we didn't have the setup that we had, I really like the ones that Slightly Redneck has. You know, it's like the Tupperware that he drilled the holes in. I love those. It wouldn't work for us, but I think those are awesome. Chase is in the house from Kentucky. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Hickabilly says, my male has a ring around his neck. Is that a standard? Is that a standard to identify males? It really depends on the color. They all are very different. Some the heads are distinguished for the males, and some you wouldn't be able to tell a difference at all. So it really depends on the color. Chase says, all my chicks are doing good still besides one, so still have 20 out of 21 living at almost 2 weeks. One died the day after putting them on pine shavings. That's great to hear. Congratulations. I mean, you know, raising animals, you're going to lose a few along the way, but you're doing great. You got to expect a couple losses, but you're doing great. Duck's Custom Garage is in the house from West Virginia. A lot of West Virginians tonight too. Welcome. Stephen Fox says gobies are also flawed. Can put them side by side in the same incubator and get different readings. It's all but guess without an analog thermometer. Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with as far as the thermometer goes. I really like the Govee. I also like that it's digital, and I also like that you can calibrate it as well. But you know, obviously, analog is stood the test of time as well. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. Vase Place says she has posted a newbie quail lovers on Facebook how to calibrate the gobies. There you go. Yud P says, Zach, does Myshire farm ever offer 30 counts of hatching eggs? Yeah. They're always on the website. The 25 count, we always send extras. So the smallest amount you can get is 25 eggs, but we actually send 30, which is our smallest amount. No one's talking to me. I have to go through them. I'm sorry. S.O. Swanson says, oh, where'd you go? S.O. Swanson says, Linda's on the ball with updates at Quail U. She's working on it, that's for sure. Ridley says, are you still doing the youth giveaway program? We are. I took a couple months off because we're actually going to have Quail University sponsor the 18 under contest, so I'm no longer taking donations. For the contest, I really started feeling uncomfortable trying to take donations to get everything paid. So instead, we're going to have Quail University pay for the 18 under contest, and we'll be announcing a winner the first of every month. So April 2nd is when I'll announce QuailCon and all the information. I will also announce the first 18 and under contest of the year. So that's pretty exciting too. So next week, we've got a big week, everybody. Stephen Fox says Texas is representing. Welcome. Nishrama is in the house. Greetings from sunny Arizona. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Sundial Fragrance is in Texas as well. A lot of Texans tonight. Welcome. Katrina says the no waste feeders I made out of the trash cans and PVC elbows for my aviaries are still no waste. They are so wonderful and saves me so much money. Awesome. Check that out. Dr. Connie says, hello from Florida. Loved Quail University. I have the final 2 questions to answer, but life interrupted temporarily. That is okay. It's always yours. So good luck with that. Get your diploma. It's a lot of fun, and I'm glad that you're loving it. Dale's Quails is in the house. Good evening, everyone. Wisconsin here. Late shop night tonight, so just listening in. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Dale and Quail University and Wynola Ranch will be the ones that are contributing and donating to the 18 and under contest. Dale is still going to be offering a brooder to the winner every month. Wynola Ranch will be offering a cage every month, and then I'll be donating the eggs, and Quail University will be donating the incubator. So I think that's wonderful. So thank you to Dale's Quails. And I know that Wynola Ranch was on earlier. They didn't comment, but they did text me. So if you're on, thank you very much as well. Nishrama says, hello, Zach. I had a call yesterday from Indiana and told the man to call you for the eggs. He did text. I think he called, but I don't answer phone calls anymore. I get about... in fact, AT&T, which is my provider, I'm getting low on the comments, so I'm going to tell you a story. So AT&T called the other day and said, we think that someone cloned your phone. And I said, well, that's not good. What does that mean? They're like, well, it shows that you're getting like over 70 texts a day and over 47 phone calls a day, and they're not from the same numbers. Like, those are separate phone calls. So, like, that doesn't count if someone calls you 3 times in a row, or that doesn't count if, like, you send 7 texts to your wife or back, you know, and you're texting back and forth. It only counts it as 1. So you're having that many separate people contact you. And I said, no, that's correct. And they said, how? And I said, I get a lot. I don't know why you haven't noticed this before. This has been going on for like 7 years. So they're like, so you are getting all these? And I said, yeah. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we were just calling to try to help. And I said, no, I'm good, thank you. So that story just meaning I don't answer the phone call anymore. I only do text or emails. I just, well, number one, I can't hear very well. My hearing, I feel sorry for my wife and my family in about 15, 20 years because I can barely hear now. And then I'm also in the barn for anywhere from 12 to 18 hours a day. I mean, it really varies. The past couple of weeks have been 16 to 18, but, you know, December, I think I averaged, 10 and a half a day in the barn, which was kind of a vacation for me in December. But I can't hear in there. We have so many quail going. We're always working. So, but they did text, and I did give them information that they needed, I do believe. Let's see. Ron 12ism is in the house from Illinois. First Illinoisan tonight. I don't think that's what you call. But first person from Illinois tonight. So welcome. We're glad you're here. Anime gamer creators in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Pearl Embarkers in the house. Out of the 19 that hatched, I am left with 18. The 19 that's splay leg and died after 1 week. The remaining 18 are doing well in their cages. That is wonderful to hear. Congratulations. Eric Willis is in the house. My parents in Indiana and sisters in Wisconsin are thinking of starting to raise quail. I told them about Myshire Farm. We'd love to help you. Make sure you mention Quail University. I really think that can help. We're still always going to be doing the lives every Sunday at 7 p.m. here. I will get better with the technology. I don't know what's been going on the past couple of weeks, but we will increase that and improve that. But we're always going to be here to give you... I feel comfortable saying that. We're always going to be here to give you free advice. We're always going to keep doing videos for you, keep doing lives. The videos that I've got planned, I just don't think I'm going to have time until the end of April to start doing them. I will try my very best to get them out as soon as I can. But with Quail University, we are actually hoping to go live with the Zoom calls in Quail University this week. I don't know if Jasmine got that done or not. She has been working on it, and then she was waiting on me to do something, and I did that this morning. But I don't know what that entailed as far as it was like that the first step, and then she couldn't do it without that, or I don't know. But we're going to try to set those up. Obviously, planning and working on QuailCon takes a lot, and we're very, very busy. Plus, we got the farm. So usually I start slowing down a little bit in about mid-March to late March. So hopefully I can spend, a half of a day or an afternoon doing YouTube videos and get caught up. I will do those as soon as I can and when I can, but we'll always be doing the lives. They're always free. We're happy to help. We want people to be successful. We want people to get involved with Coturnix Quail and become more self-sufficient. That really is a passion and a goal of ours. But I really do think that Quail University is so organized that it really can help a lot of people understand, get familiar, get confident, and be successful in raising Coturnix quail. Now that is $49. It's about 8 hours of information for you, plus spreadsheets, which I think is worth the $49 alone, and this, that, and the other. But we'll always be here if you don't want to pay for that. However, I really do recommend everybody check out Quail University for sure. John F says, I love your video. I love the live video. Thank you very much. It will look a lot better next week. A lot better audio and a lot better visual, I promise. Not so shaky. I'll have everything fixed by next week, no matter what. Chase says, just finished building a new cage. What will be the brooder the rest of their time in the house, then realize it's going to be real fun getting out. We've done that before. We've built it and then we go, how are we going to get it through that doorway? Then we have to disassemble it. So, yep, I've been there. Katrina says, Zach, at least they didn't shut you down this time. That's true. That's true. Candace Starr is in the house. True Crime is in the house just joining in. I'm a newbie. I'm on day 4 of hatching 8 eggs. Well, good luck to you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We're here to help. I wish you all the best, and make sure you check out Quail University. I really do think that that could be a game changer for you. And I'm actually on, not that anyone cares, but so I listen to a lot of stuff in the barn because, well, just working for, 10, 12, 15, 18 hours a day and just hearing the quail and, sometimes I need something else to distract me because a lot of it's just the same thing over and over every day. So I usually, I change. So like I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and then I kind of get bored with that. Like it's like, okay, I need a break because I listen to like 5 or 7 audiobooks in a row. And then I go, oh, okay, I need a break from that. So then I'll listen to like stand-up comedy and stuff. And then I'll be like, okay, I'm done laughing. Let's do something else. And so currently I'm really into the true crime documentaries. Man, they're fascinating to me. Just the psychology behind it and how they catch them. And I don't know. Anyways, fun fact. Duck's Custom Garage says, if I hold my eggs 12 days before I put them in the incubator, will it hurt the hatch percentage a lot? Yes. Well, I don't want to say a lot. At 7, it doesn't affect the eggs until after day 7. From 7 to 10, you're probably getting affected by about a half a degree to 0.5% to 1% a day. Not very much at all. So, if you can get 100% hatch rate from 7 days or less, you can get a 96% hatch rate by day 10. After day 10, it does start hurting the hatch rate by about 5 to 7% a day. So if you hold them for 12 days, you're probably looking at the best you can get, maybe an 85% hatch rate, which would be great, but very few people actually get 100% hatch rate. So keep that in mind as well. So if the average is like a 50% hatch rate and you lower it by 15%, you're probably looking at 35%. Is one way to look at it. Steven says, question, forgive me if I'm wrong, but to make sex link, I would need Pharaoh and Egyptian, correct? Where can I find the correct Pharaoh on Myshire ordering page? You can do it two ways. You can order the Jumbo Wilds and the Jumbo Egyptians, put them together and make sex links. You could order the Feather Sexable mix, and the Wilds and the Egyptians will be in there, and then you could put those together. So either way, I do not sell, well, I do. To just buy Wilds and Egyptians, you would buy Jumbo Wilds or Jumbo Egyptians. You could also buy the Feather Sexable mix, get a bunch of colors, but you'll also get Wilds and Egyptians in that. I hope that answered the question. Let's see. David says, you may want to use earplugs. I do. I do. But earplugs and gloves. Earplugs and gloves to me is kind of like the common like sunglasses thing. Like, you know how a lot of people just buy a crap ton of sunglasses and they always get lost? That's earplugs and gloves to me. I don't know why I can't keep them. I don't know what I do wrong. Yeah, I can't keep them. I gave up. I give up. Glenn from Southeast Missouri is in the house. I made it. I stopped to pick up another set of quail rails and turner for new incubator build and started talking to another customer into raising quail when I call. That is awesome. Congratulations. Good luck to you, and good luck to your new customer. That's great. I will actually be going through Missouri in the next, hopefully, oh crap, I guess it is, oh wait, is Easter, when is Easter? Because I won't be able to go out of town then. Wife will have a connection. Oh, it doesn't say on this calendar. That's a bummer. I think Easter's on the 9th. Shoot. That might foil. Well, I'll be going to Missouri in the next couple of weeks. I got to go pick up supplies. I got to find out what day that is. I have no idea why my dog is howling right now. That is so annoying. Let's see. Joe Sue's in the house vlogs. Why somebody needs to wait 8 to 13 weeks to receive hatching eggs? It's first come, first serve. We ship out about 2,500 eggs a day minimum, and we ship out 6 days a week. And so we get them out as quickly as we can. John F. said, oh, you're not talking to me. No one's talking to me anymore, which is fine. That's fine. I'm not hurt about it. Maria says, I like the true crime too. However, I need to take a break time to time because it's very sickening sometimes. Yes, that's also true. Like I usually, I read audiobooks or listen to audiobooks and then the comedy and then the true crime. And then usually I have to start doing comedy again because I need to get out of that depressed mood. Yeah, sometimes I do TED Talks and things like that as well. April 9th is Easter. Oof, that puts me in a bind. That changes my plans. We'll figure it out. Glenn says, all roads are toll roads, and we only accept quail as payment. There you go. 2 weeks to Easter. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. Katrina says, nice soundtrack, Zach. The pups need to be heard. Usually the only time they ever do that is when they hear sirens, but I don't know what the problem is. Steven says, listen to True Crime on Quail Processing Day. That, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know what that would bring you. Yeah, I won't get into that. I like listening to Psalms and Proverbs when life gets too creepy. There you go. Vicente says, how many weeks the hen and rooster be sexually active? Usually the males are around 5 weeks, the hens are around 6 weeks, and the males are good for about 9 months, and the hens are about a year and a BB Buck says, is there a way to affect the outcome of the hatch as far as getting more females to males, like higher temp and humidity? No, you can't. You can't control that. Now you can control if more males hatch out, but you'd be killing the females. So that doesn't even make sense to me, and I'll never even explain how to do that because I don't know why people would want to do that. But Michael says, Zach, check out the podcast Crime Junkie. You will love it. I will write that down. Ow. Oh, crap. I broke my... I will check that out. Diana Tuttle says my dogs do the same thing. Yeah. We don't hear it a lot, so it's really funny when they do. But because we have 4 Great Danes, it gets really old really fast because they're very loud. So, again, everybody, I am so sorry for all the technical difficulties. I wish Katrina could have been on here. I don't know what our issues were. I will work on that this week. I will definitely fix this whole visual thing because I do not like holding my phone. I would rather do it on the iPad. It would not let me do it. Won't let me turn my phone so I can set it on a stand. I had some issues tonight, so I apologize to everybody. But we will get it fixed for next week. I hope that a lot of people got their questions answered. QuailCon is right around the corner. Not actual QuailCon. Buying tickets for QuailCon. And the info about QuailCon is right around the corner, so check that out. I will try... I don't know how I'm going to... I haven't fully decided. I have to finalize it this week. And my goal was to set the tickets online on the 1st. But I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to just quietly put them on the website on April 1st. And then on Sunday, next Sunday, a week from today, I'll announce it, give you all the information about it, and then do a video on it that Monday to start selling tickets. So you guys will know first. But I can't promise that. That might, my wife might say, no, that's not how we're going to do it. So we'll see how that goes. But they will be on sale within the next week, which is very exciting. Quail University is out. It is live. It is getting amazing feedback. Make sure you check that out, quailuniversity.com. And obviously, we'll go live every Sunday here on our YouTube channel, Myshire Farm. I've got a couple more comments that I will read, and then we will get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Thank you, everybody, for hitting the like button. We did surpass over 100 likes, even with all the technical difficulties, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And let's get into the last couple of comments, shall we? Tony says, another from Illinois, just ordered some Jumbo Wild from you. Hope to get them around the end of May so that my grandkids can be there to see the hatch. There you go. Good luck. Katrina says, see you guys tomorrow on the live Sow and Tear to talk about Quail University tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 Eastern. That's Sow and Tear on YouTube. It'll be another live that she'll talk about her experience with Quail University, so check that out. JJ Willis says, thank you for not giving up on us and going on with the live. Yeah, I'm pretty stubborn, so I don't think you have to worry about that. I'll do it as many times as I have to until I get it right. BB Buck says, we have one Great Dane. Can't imagine I have one Great Dane. Can't imagine having 3 more. Yeah, they're a lot. They're a lot. Diana Tuttle says, thanks, Zach. Thanks, Zach. You are all good. Thank you very much. Eric says, no worries, Zach. If everything was perfect, life would be boring. I could take boring for a little bit. I could accept boring for a little bit, but I don't think that's the life I chose. I think once you start homesteading and farming and owning a business, and I think boring goes out the window. I think you've given up your rights to boring, and that's okay. That's all right. That is all of the comments for tonight, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Watch for the information about QuailCon in case I post that this week. I'm going to hopefully do another video about Quail University this week, but I can't promise that either. But I will promise that we will be back next week on Sunday to do another live Q&A for you. So if you have any questions, make sure you join us then as well. And I will be announcing QuailCon next Sunday as well, and the next and new 18 under contest winner. So that will start being live again, and it will not be a full. Next week, next Sunday is April 1st. Oh no, it's not. It's April 2nd, isn't it? Yeah, so never mind. Yeah, QuailCon goes live on April Fool's Day. It's kind of funny, but it will be for real. It's a real thing. So check all that out. Everybody, thanks for showing up. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for supporting each other, helping each other, asking questions, and continuing on our journey with Coturnix quail and becoming more self-sufficient. So until next time, everybody,